T-Spot, where the tea's always served hot, but it ain't the stuff you're drinking. I'm your girl, Melissa.
And this is your boy, Corey, a.k.a. Cole.
And your dude, the real Gio.
All right, fellas, let's get ready to serve some tea. What?
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Code. I got Gio in the building.
What up?
I got Missy in the building. And
Hey, guys.
we got to get this show cracking. Kind of on a somber note today because we are...
Purple rain.
Yeah, man. We are in the midst of mourning the death of a legend. Prince has left us, man. How y'all feel about that?
I think I'm still in shock, honestly. And I don't know, I've been trying to think, is this the same feeling that I had when Michael passed?
Not
I know
at all.
Not
they're
at all.
two totally separate icons, rightfully so, but it's almost like when something like this happens, you don't know why you're upset. You don't know why it takes you by surprise. You don't know what to do with your feelings. This is not a person that you went to church with. This is not necessarily, or let me say in the literal sense, because essentially we do go to church with these people because we're riding with, we shouldn't be. We're riding with them playing in the car. We're riding with them when we're going to work.
Listen,
They're part of our lives.
This is what I told somebody, kind of as you're reflecting, as we were reflecting this week, had so many thoughts, but having to try to describe, somebody on Facebook kind of got mad, like, okay, y'all acting like Prince was y'all cousin. I was like, well, kind of, we all grew up with Prince. We grew up, I've known him pretty much all my life, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yep.
It's kind of like losing a family member, and it's not just like a distant celebrity. This is somebody that we listen to religiously. We watched his career from whatever period that you in. If you went back to the Naked album cover days, or you started at Purple Rain, or you may have came in a little bit later on, either way it goes, he was an idol, he was a legend, and it literally felt like we lost a family member. And it was that way all over the world, and I'm sure some of you have seen all of the cities across the world that have lit up in purple in his honor. I thought that was insane.
Man, let me tell you this.
Absolutely.
When I seen it, it definitely was not the same feeling I had when Michael Jackson passed, but it surprised the hell out of me. Like when I seen it and heard it, man, some feelings came up out of me that I just did not know I had when I heard the news.
Right?
Yeah. And then...
And can I speak from... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and then that Friday night, my cousin, she's a singer in Nashville, and she was doing a set, and her band did a tribute, and man, I had to goddamn hold myself because I almost had some moisture come out the crack of my eyes when they was doing the damn...
I thought you was about to say at the crack of your ass.
No, man. My name is not Tank.
There.
My name is not Tank. I'm talking about my eyes.
We're going to get into that later. That's hilarious. But seriously, there's a lot of speculations going on right now surrounding his death. Of course, we all were surprised. And I'm still thinking, I kept saying, this has got to be a joke. This has to, if you know Prince or his character, I don't know him personally, but I know him to be a practical joker. I know he's known for pranking and doing that. So I was like, you know what? He's trying to fool people because TMZ already had him dead the week before just because he got ill on his plane. He had the flu for 2 weeks, so they tried to kill him. I was like, Prince, he gonna show up at the BET Awards. I swear, he gonna show up somewhere, and this is a ploy to really deal with the media and their foolishness and how they take a story and run with it. Have y'all watched TMZ?
Yes.
I haven't watched it in real time. I've watched, what the clips and things like that they're posting all over social media. And I'm watching how it's all playing out. And from moment to moment, they're trying to come up with these different theories about Prince being treated for drugs on that infamous flight home from a concert that he had.
Now, am I the only one offended by this?
I'm extremely offended.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, nobody's speaking on it, and people keep sharing these posts. I'm like, man, stop sharing it. First of all, we all saying that we love him. We all saying how much respect we have for him. And I did put a T on that respect, by the way. So we all saying
There's
that.
a respect on it.
So we're all seeing how much respect we have for this man. Why drag his name through the mud when he
let this man rest in peace? I mean,
he lived a great life. He had a to quote his song, he had a scandalous life. Like literally,
exactly.
He did not have any scandals surrounding his name. He was very private. His relationships remained private, and he did a great job in his life of doing that. And we should respect him in his death, not to drag his name through.
Most importantly, Prince was very spiritual, and that's what a lot of people are not taking into consideration. The ones that are spreading these falsehoods and rumors and tall tales and lies. I mean, you know, let the medical examiners and people do the autopsy, the toxicology reports, if that is what is needed to prove that he did not. And I mean, I may be speaking out of turn, but I just kind of feel like, you know, they didn't even give this man time enough to be put into a grave. And I know that he was cremated, but just for lack of better words, it's like, let this man rest. Let his family have some closure. Let his, you know... But they just flew in like vultures.
They started that mess that day, the day of. They went hard on the whole drug issue. And we all know Prince did not, he was not a drug user or alcoholic. He didn't drink any alcohol either. So he was known for that. He was also vegan. So overall, at 57 years old, how was he? 57?
57.
Yep.
57. He probably should have been one of the healthiest 57-year-olds out there, just because of his lifestyle alone and the fact that the type of money he had, whatever health care he needed, if natural or not, he had the resources to get it. So he should have been an overall healthy dude. So it's a lot of speculation, a lot of questions that need to be answered. But I'm tired of TMZ trying to force that thought in people's head.
And they're driving it based on the fact that he supposedly had this hip surgery a couple years back, and they're saying that he perhaps got addicted to the painkillers. I can't remember the name of the particular prescription medicine that he was using to you know, for pain.
Well, he had hip replacement surgery, so he took care of the pain by getting a whole new hip. So he should have been cool on that, because he had a brand new one. It wasn't even his. So what's hurting?
Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show even more so that there's just so many different unfounded and unsubstantiated claims about theories. As you know, they've even gone so far as to say, which this actually may have some validity to it to a certain extent, but the fact that he had just recently purchased his catalogs back from the record company.
Exactly. And so that's the biggest conspiracy right now.
Yep.
Is about the fact that he just received his masters back. And we all know back in the day when he wrote Slave on His Face and he became the artist formerly known as Prince in order to get control of his music and the masters of it. You know, he wanted to own his own masters. So that Emancipation album, I believe, is where he started to kind of change the whole look into his music career. But now he just received them back, and that was a 20-year fight to get those masters. Mm-hmm. And now he got them back, and then suddenly he dies. Now that's one conspiracy that I might buy into, because the music industry, very powerful.
Well, the thing I will say is there is no way that Prince dies by himself in an elevator.
Yeah.
You know,
just very bizarre.
It's just bizarre.
Just bizarre.
And it's so hard to accept. I don't know how long we're going to mourn this situation, but my heart is definitely heavy, and too heavy to keep talking about it unless we're listening to his music where I can get excited again. So let's move on. Got a hot show ahead of us today. Thank you to all of you guys who are tuning in. Thank you for the ones who let us know how you felt about that first episode. Thank you to all of our beginning fans to the T-Spot. And if this is your first time here,
absolutely, thank you.
We're saying welcome. And let's get into the show.
The doors of the church are open. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Absolutely. So listen, today the first segment we want to get in is, again, we want to get into that trending hot or trending not. And we have some serious stuff that we want to put that out there on the table. And I'm going to start with this. Now, I haven't seen it yet, but this weekend, Beyonce drops another album out of the blue, Lemonade, Did anybody see it?
It's like 30 minutes.
See it.
Let's see. You didn't see the video?
It's supposed to be some type of visual snippet, so to speak. You know how we used to be able to get snippets of songs and things like that.
No, it's actually a long video.
It's like an hour-long video.
It's the album in video.
Oh, so an entire album.
An entire 1 hour album.
Oh wow!
In video.
No, I didn't. I haven't seen it. I mean, I'm going to look at it just because I want to be in the know as to get in on some of these conversations. From what I've heard so far, of course, you know, the firestorms have already been raging on social media.
Oh yeah, and the whole reference to Becky and the infidelity of
Becky with
Jay-Z.
the good hair, Rachel Ray versus Rachel Roy, all kinds of buffoonery.
But it's funny how, you know, I have to give Beyonce credit because her marketing team is ridiculously good, and whatever her intent was in the writing of the music, as far as the release and the timing and how the Beehive will grab something and run with it, she always wins. She always comes out on top. But as far
I love Beyonce, but I'm sick of the Beehive.
But you know what? Bottom line, since we ain't seen it, we can come back and talk about it later. But is this trending hot?
Let's come back.
Well, the only reason I'm going to say that it's trending hot is I'm hearing that if you listen to it, it's giving all Negroes across the world a 30-day pass to cheat for free.
Absolutely not. No. And that's the complete opposite of what I've heard. I mean, basically, in fact, one of the people who are trying to, you know, it's almost like the conspiracy theories again, but you have people with their different theories about what is she talking about, who is she talking about, and one of the profound things that I think we should take away from it when we do finally watch it, so we can speak on it at that point, is the fact that it's not just about a cheating husband or a cheating relationship, that this album somehow speaks volumes to Black women empowerment. It still has traces of Black Lives Matter. She even supposedly used Trayvon Martin's mother and Michael Brown's mother in some of the, or at least on one of the songs, from what I understand. But it transcends. And in fact, I also heard that one of the songs that people are just assuming is about infidelity, per se, with her own husband, has a lot to do with forgiveness and
her dad.
With the situation with her father, Matthew Knowles. So I think that it's, you know, you have these people who are so one-sided, but Beyonce has proven time and time again that she's multifaceted and that she can get a message across through song and dance. And it doesn't have to be so one-sided. People need to open up their minds and hearts. And this is me saying this prior to even being able to form an original opinion.
Right.
Just listening.
Well, it makes sense because we all saw Formation. We all saw the performance on the Super Bowl. We saw the video before then, and they did the same thing. They lashed out, but she was very this situation. It was very politically correct, if I can say that. It was her in her own way shedding light on some things that are happening in our society, and I think in her own clever Beyonce type of way, she's using her platform of influence to reach her audience and share the messages that they need to get when they wouldn't ordinarily get them from the music they're listening to. So hey, you know what? Gio says it's trending hot. I say trending hot, not right now. Even though, you know, Beyonce is always winning, I just say, you know, let's move on from the gossip and the foolishness around all the hype around the Beehive. Man, y'all go sit down somewhere.
Sit down. Stop it.
So as far as this lemonade is concerned, whatever. But
I'm drinking it.
I want to get back to that hot sauce that Beyonce had in her bag in Formation, because if y'all hadn't seen your presidential candidate for the Democratic Party, I mean, I'm a little early in saying that, but
no, I think she won. I think she won it all.
Let's stay hopeful. Has she won it?
Yeah, as of
very close.
Yeah, as of Tuesday, they said that she pretty much just won the nomination.
Well, when she went on the Breakfast Club and they asked her, what is one thing that you always carry in your purse? And she said hot sauce. Now, immediately, the first question was like, are you pandering the black vote? And her response was, well, is it working?
Is it working?
That's why I'm telling y'all. I just don't trust the lady. I don't trust. And then they went and found all kind of footage saying, years ago she talked about how she really loves peppers and Tabasco sauce and all this kind of mess. I don't give a rat's red ass about no damn Hillary Clinton and no hot sauce.
Yeah.
I just think that was just in poor taste. And she showed her hand, in my opinion.
So here's the question though, right? If she won the nomination, and historically, I believe all three of us have been Democratic voters. I may be wrong, but I think that we are. Are you going to give her your vote?
You know what? That's a tough question for me.
Right now, I'm not even in a place to. Let me finish Morning Prince, and I'll get back.
This is all too heavy. Like I need some coffee or some shit. I
can't really deal with her right now because I wanted
Hoes can't take it. They can't take it.
I wanted to like Hillary. You stupid. Oh man, I wanted to like Hillary. Really did.
I wanted to like her ass too, but I just can't. She just looks like she just wears Depends or something under them suits.
Yeah.
She tries. She tries
something
to
ain't
that.
right.
She tried to be so hard, and she tried to be so
with that haircut. Like do something else with your hair.
I don't mind a woman president, but I want her to be a woman. And she's so busy.
Well,
she's so busy trying to show masculinity.
She's trying to be Bill. She's trying to be Bill.
I'm not connecting with her.
Well, I think another thing that's difficult for her is even though our first lady is not president, you have someone like Michelle Obama that has been very visible and classy. I mean, she is the most stylish woman since Jackie Kay, right? So when you have somebody like her leaving the office, per se, and then somebody like Hillary coming into it, it just doesn't compare at all.
Yeah, it's hard. And then,
like she went to Talbot's and got a couple of suits, and she's wearing Depends under there with that mullet style haircut. I just can't do it.
And it looked like she wore coffee stockings. It looked like every morning she get up and put on some damn coffee stockings.
Coffee stockings.
Coffee,
too hot, bitch.
Coffee stockings.
Nobody wearing no stockings, ho.
Yeah,
pantyhose. You meant to say pantyhose in the egg.
Yeah, there you
get them in the egg. At Kmart.
All right.
Blue light special.
She's definitely trending nice. Trending nice.
Well, speaking of Hillary, when she made that statement, she was on the infamous Breakfast Club. I got something that could be trending hot or not. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, but I'm pretty sure you have. Did y'all see Birdman go on Breakfast Club and show his ass and try to threaten Charlemagne about putting some speck on his name?
Put some speck on it.
Hoes can't take it.
Hey. And then my favorite part is when he sat down and folded his arms like
somebody stole his damn bike and he was upset about it.
Right. Thumping up and down the street, coming in there with that mess and all his goons.
Oh man, did you hear his voice quivering when he first walked in the room and started talking? I know, hey, y'all gonna put some speck on my name.
Is this Scooby-Doo? What in the world?
Y'all put some speck on my name.
But
that's all I'm saying. I could have rolled up.
But that ain't gangster.
I rolled up on you.
But I think the part that made it really weak is when he looked at Miss Angela and said, I'm talking about all three of y'all. Like, how he gonna threaten the girl?
Like, dude, really? Because I'm going to tell y'all right now.
We already know.
If anybody roll up on me, y'all ain't going to have to say nothing. You understand?
That would have been different if we was a Breakfast Club. Now,
if we was the Breakfast Club?
Not at this stage. We're not ready to handle these type of situations because all three of us probably would have stood up. I don't care how many blades you just spit out your mouth. Dude,
I'm trying to tell you.
When you walk in and your voice quivering, you going down.
Oh yeah, I would have got an eraser
and a bird man. You gonna be Bird Boy.
I would have got one of them fat gum erasers and erased every mark on his face.
Mike Tyson, little brother, want to be like this.
You wouldn't even have to put hands on him. You know what I'm saying? You
And like Charlamagne said, why are you rolling up here? I'm the radio guy. Like, why did you roll up on Trick and Ross like that?
Yeah.
I rolled up on you.
Nigga.
I want to look at you in your eyes.
And he barely rolled in there. Barely.
Well, that's the thing. He rolled in there with like 7 dudes. Like, if you really hard, like if somebody says something about me, I'm rolling up by myself.
No. If I was him and had all them people, and I was intending on causing a show, I would have gave a show. I would have tore up everything up in there. I'd have flipped them darn tables over.
Oh, yeah.
I would have pulled some microphones out, the wires. I would have made a scene. You don't come up in there like you about to do something, and then you quivering in your voice. Then talking about, are y'all finished? Are you done? Like, get your life. What are you talking about, dude? Like, you're a joke. Right now, you're literally a joke.
So
you and your goons.
So I think this is clearly a trending not. But I will say that.
Are y'all done? I'm trying to move on.
Look, you better put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it.
We got to get to our newest segment.
On it.
Man, we definitely got to add that in post. But our next segment is gonna be real. T conditions. That's a new segment where we have this thing between us where we diagnose these conditions of these public wrongs, or these people who are committing public sins, if you will.
And just so everybody know, we did go to Petty University, so we do have our Petty MDs, so we can diagnose these conditions. Yeah, Petty degrees all day long.
All day long. And I don't know who's the pettiest. Probably the one over there flipping papers that I hear.
Flipping papers because I'm trying to find my notes. I really wanted to talk about this.
All right, Angie. What about my notes?
Yeah, I really want to talk about my notes. When you take the time to write notes, you want to be able to say everything that you put, every bullet point that you star and underline and interlineage. Anything you want to be able to talk about it.
Well, what's the T condition of the day? What's T condition?
I have not coined the correct term for it yet, but the person that I'm speaking of is none other than Lil' Kim.
Oh man!
Now, earlier this week, she posted on her, I believe it was her Instagram, a brand new look. Not only a brand, like this is not check out my new hairstyle, or give shout out to my to my makeup artist. She did the shit on that contour. Like, bitch, you got like a whole new identity.
You got another bitch face on.
You got a whole nother face, skin, the eyes. I mean, and you know what, guys? This is just so beyond just funny at this point. It was funny maybe like 2-3 years ago when it first started. Like, oh, look at this. What she did, like a cat in the face. What's that she got in her jaw? She must be doing this and this. But at this point, guys, this is serious. This is serious. Yeah. And what I was looking for was my notes. I had wanted to get into body dysmorphic disorder. And I had looked up the definition.
I told y'all we got petty degrees.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We do our research. We do light research sometimes, whatever the occasion calls for. But the Mayo Clinic is very reputable, and all you got to do is punch in whatever type of condition you're interested in. And this is actually a real condition. And we started hearing about this first dealing with the Michael Jackson issue. And we all know he had the vitiligo, which was a skin condition. But this disease had nothing to do with his skin condition.
So I got a question.
With the multiple surgeries and augmentations that he was doing to his facial features.
So I got a quick question, because that brings up a point that I asked earlier, and I want to see your thoughts on it. So when Mike had all of these surgeries and had all these changes, it was like everybody accepted it because he was still making really good music.
I don't know anybody who accepted it.
Man.
He was literally the laughing stock until he passed away.
But he was still making good music. Like, everybody was still loving Michael Jackson. So
we had to love him. He was still
a genius.
he kept himself relevant.
Yeah.
Even though he physically taking himself through.
Yeah, we liked the music, but we were still laughing at Wacko Jacko.
I know, but with Lil' Kim, it's like she done went Wacko Jacko with her music and her face. So if her music was still relevant, I wonder would people still be laughing at her as hard as they are now? Because right now she's not relevant music wise.
I don't even know any music that she's even put out.
That's what I'm saying. She's not relevant music wise.
I heard something
physical
recently
wise.
on the Bad Boys. Her and Puffy did something, and it was kind of like a snap at Nicki Minaj just recently. Y'all need maybe I'll need to pull it up and put that on our website. But yeah, they did something recently. I don't know how far it went. I don't know if it was a full album, but there was some sort of
she definitely didn't put an album.
She did with. It was some type of collaboration, but from what I understand, she's doing a lot of underground things and mixtapes and things like that. And that's part of the problem with exactly what you're saying with that beef that she had going with Nicki Minaj. Most of the people that were coming to Nicki Minaj's defense was like, wait a minute, you're old. Like, when's the last album you put out? So maybe it would be a little bit different if at least she had something to kind of back up. Like, at this point, it's like, especially the new generation, who are you now? You know, because people don't know her. When, you know, the people that are popping and all that kind of stuff that are coming up now, she was in jail for that year. And
well, that's all I'm about to say.
Are growing up.
I think the only thing everybody know about her, I think the only thing that everybody knows about her is no matter what, she ain't gonna snitch. That's the best thing she got going.
Not only that, they don't know who she is at all now, because it's like, who is she? Especially the younger generation, they have no way to connect who she is.
True.
You know, with who we know her to be.
Yeah, with actually what her real work was, they have no way of connecting.
They're picking up where she is now.
Yeah.
But listen, this is what I find is funny, and it shows where she is in her career to me. Is if you go to her Instagram page, who she called her main bitch now? Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian, yeah.
That's who she's hanging out with. That's who she kicks it with. So, in my opinion,
birds of a feather.
Man, if this is what you have resorted to now, and with this face and this plastic facade that you've created for yourself, this when your skin is bleached, and we know none of that hair has ever been real in the last 10 years.
Not since Crush on You, and even then, she was still wigs on and stuff.
So I mean, if she's looking ridiculous and hanging with Kardashian, I'm pretty sure we can just hang up Lil' Kim's entire career.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just want to go back to the day when her and Foxy Brown didn't like each other. That was the day.
That ill na.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
But you better put some respect on it. I'm telling you that right now.
I ain't got no respect.
Well, we definitely can say that Lil' Kim is finished and done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know. We can't think of a condition to name. Why don't y'all name this condition? We're going to let our audience do that. You go to our Facebook page, go to our website. You name this condition that Kim has for distorting her face, distorting her identity completely. We'll let you do it. You have the first jab at it, and we'll come back and talk about it.
I want to take my first stab at it.
Go ahead.
What are those? That's the kind of condition it is. What are those?
Like, do you ever think she wake up in the morning time and look in the mirror and, like, be like, bitch?
Not only that, her child. She actually has a child now.
Wow.
Children are so impressionable. It's like, who are you? What are those? I mean,
how old is her kid?
She can't be any more than a couple of years. Royalty. No, is that Chris Brown's? I think hers is Royal Reign. Royal Reign. I don't know. Her and Chris Brown's kids' names are kind of similar to me.
Man, I don't care. We got to take a break. We're going to come back with our Spill the Tea segment in just a moment. We'll be right back.
Sit back and tell me your story. 'Cause baby, I want to know. Yeah. Don't you leave out any details. No. You're such a superior female. Damn, you're so beautiful. I just had to let you know. This one's on me. I might have just
got some tea for your ass. And
Get your
this
cups.
is about to be, you better get ready to sip, because we got a few things we got to discuss, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get deeper than either one of us on this show really wants to get into, because it's going to hit home. Gio, what you got for Spill the Tea?
Man, so this is one of those questions that has been burning in my loins for years, and I want to get everybody's opinion on it. Man, I know about them loins, but we want to know, and I definitely want to get the feedback from the female on the panel. What you guys think about dating your ex's friend or dating your friend's ex?
Think about it.
Think about the question, because it's two different questions. Dating your friend's ex or dating your ex's friend? I have some very strong opinions about it, but I'm going to let my co-host jump in right quick, and I'm going to come back at the end and make sure that everybody is in agreement with me.
You know what? I think we need to start with ladies first, because she's going to have the most, probably the most to say. And we, as gentlemen, we have different stuff going on. As we talked about in the first show, we got guy code, right? So we got the man laws that we follow, and most likely we're going to be kind of on the same page. But go ahead. What you got, Melissa?
So, let me get this straight. Could you date your friend's ex? I absolutely.
What?
Could you date your friend's ex?
Yes.
Yes.
So like your best
Because I think-
homegirl, you think about your best homegirl. If she had a dude, they dated for
I think
maybe
there's
6
levels
months.
to it. Absolutely.
Would
Like,
you
I
have to
think-
get permission?
I don't necessarily call that permission per se, because we're all grown and I don't really need permission from too much of anybody. But depending on the level of that friendship, I would suggest perhaps at least giving them kind of a heads up. Now, obviously, you want to take into consideration how long it has been,
Since they broke
Certain
up.
things-
that they
things-
dated that friend. I think there's some rules to it.
There's some sensitive stuff, and there are unspoken rules in a lot of cases, because every scenario is different. But I agree that the timing is everything. But
Like if they just
depending
broke up
on-
with them like last week, and then you tell me, well, I'm gonna go ahead on since you ain't. I think we got a problem.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So you know me, I always gotta put my spin on it, just a little bit, a little geo spin. So what if
And I got a code span too. So go ahead.
so what if one of your friends is a loose friend? You know that she's just like mean for no reason. She got multiple dudes, and she's dating this dude that you really think is a good guy, right? And she ended up breaking it off with him, talking about he lame, he is square, he don't do this, he don't do that, but he is actually a really good dude. Like, how would you date him and she still remain your friend?
So okay, so I get it. So you basically saying the friend pretty much only put negative stuff out there about him.
Yep.
But yet and still, she knows that he's a good dude, and everything that her friend said was probably BS. So she still went ahead and dated the dude anyway, because she knows his real character.
I think that's very simple.
Yeah.
First of all, it's probably one of the easier situations because obviously the friend didn't have any regard for that guy in the first place. So the fact that you are now, expressing an interest in him and or her, at that point, I mean.
But you got to think about the back end on it, though, right? So it may be easy for you to date him, but she just went a whole 3 months, 6 months dogging this dude's name, and now this is your dude. How does she still remain your friend?
Oh, you talking about how does that friendship continue on? I mean, you have to separate. You have to learn to separate and compartmentalize people, their emotions, and their place in your life. I mean, her opinion of him has no bearing on whether or not, I'm going to remain friends with her. That was her experience with him. That's how she viewed him. And so long as she wasn't just just downright disrespectful or continues to be disrespectful now that I am in a relationship with him, you know, and that's what I would say. Like, bitch, let me tell you something. I know you didn't like him and all that kind of bullshit, but you need to keep your mouth shut going forward because I am with this person and I don't see him in that light.
See, this is my thing. People are petty as hell. And the thing about that one girl who downed him, clowned him, you know, drug his name through the mud, most likely she is that petty chick. And she's the petty one. And she's not going to, she don't want him. But she definitely not going to want him. She don't want you to have him either.
Exactly.
So I think this is the biggest problem when people break up, in my opinion, is that they don't really break up with people. Like, they don't let shit go. Once they realize that person's not right for them and they move on, they still hold it on to stuff, and they don't want nobody else to have that person either. And I think it really shouldn't matter who that person is. If they want to date your friend, your best friend, your cousin, whatever, if you still harboring feelings for that dude, then you're going to always be petty. You're going to always have something to say. You're going to always feel a certain type of way about the chick when it ain't even her. It's you. You the problem. Because you ain't really let go of the dude yet. And it goes both ways. Dudes have an issue. Some dudes do. Some dudes have an issue with if they're a homie, got a hold of one of their exes or somebody they've been through, they get real sensitive. Like, you know, they think they're the only ones that should have been there.
And that's not true.
So at what point does it become unacceptable though? Right? So if I'm dating a girl and just say I've dated her for a year, like is there a time frame that's set? Like what level do you say, well, no, she's off limits because of X, Y, Z, A, B, C?
I think it's timing and communication, in my opinion. Timing, you kind of know when it's safe, first of all, and you know when not to talk about it. If you start going out with that person, maybe let's say 5, 6 months after their relationship is ended, you're not gonna go tell your friend until you know it's serious, right? That makes sense to me. Like, I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I went out on a date with you. By the way, I went out on a date with your ex. No, I'm gonna wait till I know it's serious, and then I go let them know. And I'm saying this because I was in this scenario and I had to do this with a situation, well, a couple situations.
Have to do it again.
Oh man!
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Don't go there. But listen, okay. So let me explain this scenario. And I don't even know if I want to do this.
It's too late, Cole. Bring it.
Yeah, you cracked the seal.
You can't stand in front of the church with your hands in the air without testifying. Give us a testimony.
Listen, okay, so to make a long story short, when I was younger, I was really good friends and began to kind of fall in love with this young lady. It's that young love, that first love. You know how that happens. And things we didn't get to really date like we wanted to, but we were in love and we kind of did our little thing or whatever. We never really had a chance to have a real relationship, so we didn't date for real. We just did what we could do.
Missy, okay. I do want to just make a point that he has said in love 4 times.
Because that's what it was. Because we were in love, but we didn't really have a relationship.
That's fine.
We couldn't, other than our friendship. Shut up, nigga. Okay, so listen. Sorry, audience, for the N-word bomb that's going on in this show, but that's how I feel about my co-hosts. They are
sorry.
Yeah, they're my ninjas. But anyway, make a long story short. So some years later, her very best friend started taking an interest in me. And I didn't know it. And then when it came to my attention, now this best friend was like, all right. I'm just like,
let me shake something. Let me shake something.
I can do that. And so I began to entertain it. We actually got together. We hooked up. We became an item. And then at that point, we had a conversation. I was like, listen, and they were not really as close anymore, but I was like, hey, we need either you or myself. We need to go to and let her know that we're dating now before she sees us out in public, before somebody leaks it. I don't want her feelings hurt. That was just me. But unfortunately, she already kind of got wind of it. But I called her and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know this is what's going on. Then your friend, I know you're not really taking it well, but I felt like it's best if I let you know. So I went to her. I think, I wanted to communicate and put it out there. I didn't want to be the one that's just dirty,
grimy. You didn't want to be grimy with it.
Yeah, that's grimy if you don't actually speak about it. So even though the conversation was hard as hell, we had it, and it took the heat off of me and not make me look as grimy as I guess it could have been. So anyway, so in that situation, yeah, I think it worked because the communication was there. And then even though that relationship didn't work out, I was still able to come back and have a successful relationship with my first love later on. So even so, I'm looking grimy because I done went back and forward. But my name stayed clean. My name stayed clean.
But did the other part stay clean, that boy? Well, that is a very respectable way that you handle that, Mr. Cold, especially since the first one you said that you was in love with several times. But I want to hear from the female. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you dated a friend's ex or your ex's friend? How'd you handle it?
Yes. But it was a situation probably like within the last year. And when they dated, we were in high school. Okay. So, like I said, the timing is really a factor. Now, I never had a conversation with her, and in fact, I'm glad that I never did.
I don't like Gio. I'm gonna say,
like Gio?
I don't like Gio. Look at the expression on his face.
He's
right
so
now.
happy. He feels so accomplished.
He feels so. I mean, he's so smug right now. I need you to put some respect on this conversation.
I'm asking questions, getting answers.
Cause he's dirty. I'm telling you right now.
He is so dirty.
Don't Missy, don't fall in the trap. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, that was within the last year. Now, I have my mind set on something else that could potentially pop off. And, hey, it is what it is. And, yeah, it is what it is. So
would that fall within the frame of this conversation? Was about to pop off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think I would be the person. I wouldn't be the person. Well, yeah.
Well, the crazy thing, if I'm thinking about the same situation you're thinking about, it actually will actually fulfill both questions. Dating an ex's friend or dating your friend's ex.
Yeah, it probably will. And,
yeah, I think that's what I was just realizing. Well, wait a minute. I think that would kind of be.
I think that would be awesome.
I almost think that somebody created this show topic just to shed some light on some stuff. And listen,
hey, it's all about lemonade, dog. It's all about lemonade.
We are grown, and we can discuss things. But I'm like Prince. I'm very private.
Yes, he's very private.
I'm very private. I don't put my business in the street, and we're gonna just keep it at that. However, it is what it is.
But the scenario, yes, it is close to home. I mean, I just think, like we said before, it's definitely a matter of timing. It's a matter of how high you esteem the person that you're calling a friend. Is this just some random person that you used to be friends with, kind of cool with back in high school? Is this somebody that you really keep in contact with on a, somewhat of a day-to-day basis? There's so many other factors that come into play with whether or not, it's something that you should even be concerned about. Now,
what I want to hit on is the guy code versus the women, because I think it's different. Because I think men are more lenient. Like, men are more lenient, and like, it don't matter. Like, if it ain't no fun unless my homies can have some too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about.
So that's every situation code?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
If we're not sharing, you clown.
No, he didn't say that.
Now, I'm just saying, look, after I'm done with it, if my homie had it, we're going to come together over drinks, and we're going to be like Mr. and Suge's husband at the table smacking eggs on each other.
Smashing Easter eggs on foreheads.
You had a your way, and I had a mine, and we're going to go to the juke jar and get drunk. You know what I'm saying? So that's what dudes do.
I will say that I agree, because unlike both of y'all's situations that sound very loving and caring and just said the right things, I had a situation. I had
shit.
No, it wasn't no shit.
Hey, I have some dirt too, and I have to say I stayed above ground with the scenario that I provided, so I'm not going to try to be all innocent. I do have a situation that didn't end as well, and I almost lost the best friend over it. So, hey, it happens, and I learned from that mistake, and I made sure that I didn't do it again.
Well, I ain't never lost no friends, but I done gained a whole lot of
ends.
There you go.
He done gained a whole lot of dizzy broads.
A whole lot of dizzy chicks.
Yes, that's one of our original TSPOT coined.
So we want to know. So what I want to know is, if you are out there listening and you've been in a situation like this, feel free to drop us a line. Tell us how you feel about dating your friend's ex or dating your ex's friend, because it's obviously that we really don't care. If you out there, you out there. And anybody can be got at any time.
And let me just put this out there about me. I am so not the traditional female. So a lot of things, if a lot of women, if we start to get the viewership that we're seeking and start to become part of your day-to-day routine to listen to us, and we welcome that, by the way. Just understand that I'm not the traditional female. I will never probably agree with most things that most women would agree with, and that's just the way it is. Don't take it personal. I just come from a different
I think that cues the music of who is it, Brandy or Monica? Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Appreciate the multi-talented ones in the room. Appreciate that.
Please don't take it personal.
Showing that talent. But there's another spectrum of this.
We love to banter back and forth, so.
Of course. We do this this sounds like this is nothing different. We do this when we just talk and argue on. We probably try to do less arguing on the show, but it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. Sooner or later, it's gonna happen.
No, because there's one nigga on here that I can't stand.
What?
This what?
I said, no, we gonna argue because there's one nigga on here we just can't seem not to butt heads.
They'll argue with just.
And I don't even know how we got to that point. I think you just started to annoy me when I hit like 35.
Well, I think it was because I remind you of what you used to have, and that's a man. Booyah.
Okay, all right.
You know what? So while everybody is sipping on that tea, we got to move on to sip on some knowledge. We need to get some knowledge in the hands of our listeners. We don't want to just talk trash and talk the BS the entire show. We want to leave you with something every single episode, every time you tune in with us. So we're going to leave you just a little bit of knowledge in this next segment. Missy, what you got for us with that knowledge?
Yes, everybody, come on now. Let's break the cycle and leave them a legacy. Who am I talking about? Our children. If you never were taught to invest or save, if you never mastered financial literacy, if you have no knowledge of stocks and bonds, no idea as to how to start a business or how to become an entrepreneur, guess what? We cannot continue to be the least informed and the worst in financial literacy. Let's break this generational curse and get knowledgeable in the STEMs and in generational wealth. When I speak of STEMs, I'm talking about science and technology, engineering, art, and math. And when there's so much readily available information is out there. None of us should be at the bottom of the totem pole anymore. And a lot of these things are free. And I have some information for you today. Hopefully you will take heed to it. But Purdue University is now offering a free 2016 financial literacy course. They are offering certificate courses recognized by many major corporations and employers. They're now available free through Harvard, Purdue University, MIT, Sloan School of Management, Stanford, Yale, Chicago, Booth, and the Wharton Business School of the University of Pennsylvania. So everybody, I want you to take heed, write this website down. We're going to post it onto our website and in our show notes, but it's www.edx.org/course/personal-finance-Purdue-X-finance-X. I know that's long, but we, once again, will post it. But y'all, we got to get out of this rut. We got to get ourselves together. One thing that I've always said is I wish that when we were in school 20 years ago that we had some type of course designed specifically to teach us about how to manage and put together a budget for your household. You know, when we got
Absolutely.
to college campus, you guys may even remember the first things that we ran across were tables and tables set up with getting a free
pizza, free 2-liter,
free pizza coupon, a free T-shirt, all in an effort to get you to sign up for credit cards. And
Right.
we didn't know what we were doing. I was sitting up there ordering pizza and getting my nails done with a credit card. You understand what I'm saying? Now, one thing I can say that I guess somebody heard and someone has been listening, because I have 2 little boys. All of you may or may not have known that, depending on, you know, if you listened to our show before, but my children are in elementary school, and one of the courses that they are teaching them now is personal finance. And so it's an introductory level, obviously age appropriate, but it's teaching them from the basic level of what they need to do, supply and demand, you know, savings, investments, interest, all of that stuff. So let's break these generational curses. Let's get out here, especially when the information is free. Jump on it. And Purdue University, on top of that, this is like a very prestigious university. So take advantage, guys.
If you don't take advantage, somebody else will.
They absolutely will, and I hate it when our people specifically are left out of getting this type of information and knowledge. And just tying in our earlier story with the breaking news of the death of Prince, they also said that he didn't have a living will. Now, I'm not sure if I believe that again, because when you have that much money, I can't imagine attorneys on staff that haven't already forced you to make sure that your money is
in order,
taken care of in the event of your death. So I don't necessarily believe that Prince didn't have a will. However, that is a major issue within the African American community, especially when it comes to the fact that people think that I don't have enough money to even be worried about having a will. I don't have nothing.
If you got $100 and a pair of shoes, make a will.
Exactly, because one thing about it, and I'm speaking from the legal perspective, you know, you don't want to be in a position, well, you'll be dead, but just think about it like this. You have people that you don't even speak to in your family. And if you have not provided for a will or something that disposes of your personal property, be it land, real estate, whatever, money, jewels, family heirlooms, if you've not provided for those things to be properly disposed of the way in which you would prefer them to be disposed of, guess what? The state will make that decision for you. And anybody that is a relative of yours that comes in and makes the claim will be privy to those items. So, you know, it goes back to even our first show when we spoke about the GoFundMe accounts. A lot of these people are going on GoFundMe. No, seriously, they're going on GoFundMe. And fund burials. I mean, get some life insurance. And I know there's a difference between term life insurance, and which is the most expensive one. I mean, the least expensive, and then you have whole life. But even with the term life, you know, you can get a really good policy for less than $20 a month. You know, a good $100,000, $300,000. And honestly, that's what a lot of people, you know, our people are a little bit behind in those things. And you could really set up a future for your children and for your legacy if you just take the simple steps.
Let me tell you this, and I know we need to wrap it up. Gio's giving us the sign, but I'm going to tell you this story. Before I moved to California, I was working at a job, had all my insurances on my own, a grown man. I owned a home. I was living. My mom called me at work one day, and she said, I need you to meet me in Shoney's parking lot over there downtown. And I'm like, for what? I just need you to meet me over there. So I show up after I got off from work, went in the parking lot, got out the car, and she was like, there was another white gentleman over there, and they pulled out these files, and she was like, I just need you to sign right here. This is a life insurance policy, because we never know what's going to happen. If you know my mom was kind of dry and just straight to the point. See, you never know, I don't know your information about your job. I just want to make sure that we are covered. You my only son, and I want to make sure that everything is good. If anything ever happens to you, blah, blah, blah. So she forced me to sign this paper. Now, she's paying for the policy, but she just wanted to make sure that she was covered because she didn't trust my job's coverage at the time. And because people were dying young, I think we had some family members dying that had passed away. For whatever reason, she made sure that I signed that paper. She had a policy on me, and she let me know. She showed me what her policy was. And where she had it in the home. That's something else that our families need to talk about. Where do you keep this information? What do I know about, talk to your mother, talk to your father, find out these things so you'll know whenever that unfortunate day comes, you'll know how to handle it. It's coming. And I hate to say, but other ethnicities, they have profited off of the benefits of life insurance because they pay into these big policies and they pass that wealth down to generations and generations. So they get $1 million policy on somebody in their family, and when they die, they disperse it, and then they invest that money and they build wealth off of that. I know it's insane, but I worked in banking for almost 10 years, and I saw it. I was like, so this is one of those small ways that y'all getting rich? This is crazy.
It's one of those small ways.
And people are getting rich and ain't doing nothing.
You got that crackhead Uncle Junebug. Go on and put that policy on him. He's living a dangerous life. He ain't gonna be here long. Get your policy.
Do him like my mama did me. Hey, Junior, I need you to meet me on the porch at 4:00.
Just come on over.
Don't even tell me.
I got something for you. I got a package for you.
Sign this papers and you gonna get
you got a package for them.
They showing up.
A pack of Newports and a $20 bill sitting on the chair on the porch, and just tell them to sign that paper. That way you can make sure that the family is going to be all right. Because I know Junior's going to be the first one to check out.
I'm trying to tell you.
I will say, though, coming from the West End, crackheads live some long lives.
Living on the edge.
I don't know. That one uncle that never moved out of your grandmama's house,
he done lost every one of them teeth except for that one on the side.
Get that policy, y'all. Get that policy.
Just get the policy, y'all. Get the policy. And no more GoFundMe.
If it's $20 a month, then everybody can pay in on it. All right, we got to get out of here. Man, this has been a great show. This has been a great show. We can't hold people no longer than this, but
we done and we finished.
We done and we finished, and we're gonna leave Beyonce, Hillary, Lil' Kim,
and Birdman. Put some respect on it.
We're gonna put some respect on all their names as we're leaving the show. We much love.